Hello crocheters, welcome back to Crazy Cool Crochet. This is Sylvia, and in this project I am making the Crochet Oversized Pullover Sweater. And this is meant to be long and boxy and very roomy. Super comfortable. This is meant to be an everyday sweater. Very lightweight. I used a number 3 yarn in a baby weight. You do want to take care what yarn you use for this project if you want the finished product to be soft and flowy, which is what I meant this to be. If you use a thick number 4, it's not going to be the same at all. This pullover is very customizable. You can make it as long as you want, you can make it shorter, you can make it wider and boxier, you can make it trimmer. Very, very easy to adjust. No multiple. This is a great project for crochet beginners. Even if you've never done sleeves, I make it as easy as possible. So go ahead and watch the video. And guys, do me a favor and watch the video all the way through, or at least let it run all the way through. Even if you don't plan on making this right now or ever. If you want to support my channel, and I really hope you do, watching the video all the way through is super, super helpful. Okay, now the rest of the materials. You might want to have a measuring tape on hand. This is easier to measure in inches rather than counting the rows, or you can do that too. You'll need scissors, a yarn needle, and the crochet hook is a G or 4.25 millimeter. Oh, and before I forget, those of you who really truly want to support my work, thank you. Don't forget that YouTube allows viewers to give what they call a super thanks if you go down in the white space. You might have to open it up because it doesn't always show all of the little icons on the bottom, but you'll find a heart. If you click on that, that allows you to contribute a little bit of a tip, what I call my tip jar, if you are so inclined. And again, I appreciate that. This tutorial is specifically for a size small medium. Instruction will be given throughout for larger sizes, so keep watching. Also, if you go down in the white space below in what is called the description box, you might have to open that up manually. I have more detail down there, including the link to my Etsy shop where you will find the printable pattern. That's at crazycoolcrochet.us.etsy.com. So we will start with a chain of 111. I'm using just a small swatch to show you the stitches. So we're going to work 1 row of single crochet. Skip the very first stitch. Be careful because it usually scrunches up. Don't count the loop on the hook. Go into the second chain from the hook and do a single crochet and a single crochet in each chain all the way across. So you will end up with 110 single crochets. And that sounds like a lot, but don't worry because this stitch that we'll be using is really easy and it works up faster than you might think. So keep going. So when you finish that row of single crochet, you will chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to work the repeat row. So this is the row that you will work for the entire pattern. Okay, so working into that very first stitch, right under the turning chain, start your single crochet for 2 loops on the hook. Now we're going to be working with extended single crochet. So pull the yarn through the first loop, then pull the yarn through the 2 loops. And that is an extended single crochet. Let's do that again. Pull up your yarn, 2 loops on the hook, pull through 1 loop, pull through 2 loops. So what this does is give you a little bit longer single crochet, hence the name extended single crochet, and the end result is a softer stitch. So look how drapey that is, look how flowy. Now if you used a regular single crochet, you would get a denser stitch and a little bit stiffer overall drape. So we want this to be super comfy. So work your extended single crochets, 1 in each stitch, all the way to the end, so you will still end up with 110 extended single crochets. One thing I want to be clear about is where you're entering your hook. So you're going under, see the chains that form at the top? You're going under the 2 strands on each of those chains. And it is quite all right, and maybe even preferable, to keep a relaxed tension. That will give you a softer drape. Now do take care that you are counting your stitches so that when you get to the end, you don't miss the last chain or the last stitch. And that one is a little tricky. Chain 1 turn. Okay, so start into that first stitch, extended single crochet, and again in each across. Now on this row it's easier to find that last stitch. Chain 1 turn, and then just keep repeating for the entire panel. Now I'm trying to show you the entire first panel. You're making 2, by the way, the front and the back. Okay, so this is the larger panel, and it measures from top to bottom 20 inches on the table. Once you put it on the body, it's more like 23 inches long, or 65 rows if you prefer counting rows. Now remember, you can make this as long as you want or as short as you want, so just adjust the length as you go. And the same for the width while we're at it. This is meant to be very wide and comfortable, but if you would rather it be more narrow, just adjust the number of chains that you start with on the foundation row. So using the thinner number 3 yarn and the hook that I suggest, 8 extended single crochets will give you 2 inches if you want to adjust the pattern. And 6 rows up and down gives you 2 inches. Now for the sleeves, again, you will make 2. You use the exact same pattern as you did for the main body. The only difference, of course, is in the size. So you'll want to start with a chain of 61 and then follow the pattern. And for this, I'm using 21 rows. It is very short because the body panel will drape over your shoulder quite a bit. There's quite a bit of a shoulder drop. So then this is just to extend the sleeve a little bit more. So the 21 rows will give you 6 inches, approximately. Now it's time to attach the 2 larger panels, and you want wrong sides facing up, right sides are touching each other. Let me show you that. So the way you differentiate the front from the back or the right from the wrong is where you have your foundation chain tail. So there's the tail. So this indicates this is the right side. Okay, so you want the right side facing up on the bottom panel. And then on this top panel here, you want the right side on the inside. So right sides are touching each other and the wrong sides are out. So now we need to determine your neck opening. I went with a 10-inch opening. I want it nice and comfortably loose, comfortably wide. So you need to determine your center, and then however long you want your opening. I used contrasting yarn. You can use stitch markers. And then we're going to seam from that edge to your stitch marker, and then on the other side from that edge to your stitch marker. Now to seam the shoulders, I use almost always a whip stitch. So use your yarn needle, a length of yarn, insert it into the cornermost stitches on both panels. I like to tie it Now a whip stitch just means you're going around and around and around. So go through 2 strands on each panel. And that's it. So just do this all the way across until you get to your stitch marker. Now we are going to seam the sleeve to the body. So you want to find the center of the sleeve, wrong side up with the larger panels. Find the center of the sleeve, match that up to the shoulder seam. Use your stitch marker if you prefer, and then seam all along the edge there, the same as you did for the shoulder. Now we are going to seam the sides and under the sleeve. So you still, of course, have wrong sides facing up, and you are going to seam from the bottom up and then under the arm, and you'll be all set. Use the same whip stitch as you've been using. Okay, friends, I really don't like showing the finished product on the table because it just looks goofy. It does not look nice at all. So I hope that you are remembering the photos at the very beginning where it shows this item on the body, and you can see how really, really lovely this is. It's so drapey and so soft. No, it's not short sleeves. Remember, the shoulder is way up here, and this drops down. So you've got a little more than a 3/4 sleeve. And of course, it depends if you want it longer. Again, make that panel a little bit longer. If you want it shorter, make it shorter. So thank you for watching this, and let me know in the comments below, because another thing that's very helpful to the channel is your thumbs up, letting YouTube and me know that you like this. And be sure to comment below. That's always welcome also. We will see you on the next one. Enjoy!